Good evening, BookTube, YouTube. This is Johnny. Thought I'd drop in, say hi. Hope you're all doing well. It's here in West Michigan. It is a Saturday night. It's February the 15th. It's 9:40 at night. I'm writing in my diary. I'm on page 157 for the year 2020. I just thought I'd drop by. I didn't do a Friday reads. I didn't do a Thursday reads. I didn't do a Wednesday reads. Tuesday reads or a Monday reads. So this is a Saturday reads. So, first of all, I got this in the mail yesterday. This is a book I ordered from Reformation Heritage Books in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I got an email from them saying they were putting these on sale. I have another one of this series, Reform Historical Theological Studies, and they were selling it for $10. It goes for $35. And since as you all know, I'm a student of classical, Reformed, Calvinistic, Covenantal theology. This is Unity and Continuity in Covenantal Thought, a study in the Reformed tradition and to the Westminster Assembly. As you all know, in the 17th century, there in England, you had the Puritans and you had the Westminster Assembly, which produced the Westminster the Confession of Faith, a larger and shorter catechism, which is the confessional statement of conservative Presbyterianism, not only in England but United States. And the church that I was going to be ordained in, we are confessional. We hold to the Westminster Standards, the larger and shorter catechism. And in those churches, it's not all the churches, but you have the children memorize the shorter catechism and things like that. So this is looking at the unity and continuity of covenantal thought, a study in Reformation tradition to the Westminster Assembly by Andrew A. Woolsey. And so I was reading this yesterday and today. I read this up until this afternoon. And then I read this afternoon for, I mentioned for March Mammoth, and some people might not know what a March Mammoth is. Now, it's where in BookTube you read a book over 900 pages. It's a mammoth, and this one is 956 pages. So I'm trying to read a chapter a day of this. I'm not starting in March. I'm a slow reader, so I thought I'd just read it in the month of February and the month of March, and if I don't finish it, then I don't. Last year, I looked, in 2019, I read that massive commentary on the Epistle of the Romans by, I can't remember now who the scholar was, but I read that for a while. I also read today a book I got, I think I've shown this, the Vienna Coffeehouses, Wits, 1890 to 1938. This is translated out of German by Harold B. Segel. So I read that today. I've been reading this pretty steadily. And then I read a book I got out of Salvation Army. I'm not going to show all the books But the other day I had to go pick up some coffee beans, and I stopped at the Salvation Army. No, it was the Goodwill. The Goodwill. And I bought home a bunch of used books, and this is one of the used books. Rice Bowl Women Writings by and about the women of China and Japan over 1,000 years of stories, memoirs that reflect the changing status and ongoing struggle of women in the Orient, edited with introduction and notes by Dorothy, Blair, Shimer. So I've just been reading bits and pieces out of this. And I also been looking at this book, The Habsburg Legacy, 1867 to 1939, by Bruce F. Pauley. And this is on the Danube, the river. This is like by Claudio Magris. It's like a study of the culture of Eastern Europe. This is translated from the Italian by Creagh. So these kind of things I've been reading tonight. So this is my Saturday reads. Got a CD in the mail, the new Destroyer CD. Have We Met? So that's what's going on here. Tomorrow is a Sunday. It's been snowing, bitter cold, just terrible weather. But I've been primarily reading this. I read this all morning up until noon. Very interesting if you're into covenantal theology. It has, like, the chapter headings are, see, it has a list here. I have of the Reformed Historical Theological Studies. I have the one, Introduction to Reformed Scholasticism by Wilhelm J. Van Ansent. And I have the one, The Spiritual Brotherhood by Paul R. Schaeffer. Other ones I don't have. Now I just bought the Unity and Continuity and Covenantal Thought. Let's see. They have headings like, it goes into, it's very interesting. It goes into the historical background of the Westminster Assembly. That's part one, setting the scene. Part two, Forerunners, Covenant and the Church Fathers, Covenant and Medieval Thought, the Covenant and Early Reformers. And then it goes into part three, the Genevan influence, John Calvin on the unity of the covenant, John Calvin on the covenant law and grace, John Calvin on covenantal conditions, John Calvin on covenant and predestination, John Calvin conclusion, things like that. Then it goes into the Puritans. Well, it goes into post-Reformation development, Zacchaeus Ursinus, the Puritan stream, Thomas Cartwright, William Perkins, the Scottish connection, John Knox, things like that. That's very interesting. I really recommend this series. So that's my Saturday day reads. And I'll probably read this in the morning for devotions in the morning. And I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm trying to read From Peoples to Nations. I'll probably read that in the afternoons. I'm trying to read a chapter a day. So that's what's going on here in my reading world, writing in my diary. We're already in the middle of February. So yeah, so I hope you're having a good weekend. Hope you're not sick. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for the comments. And so I'll sign off. It is now 9:50 at night. And yeah, so bye.